Oh my God.
Yeah, well, it's always something,
It really is.
right?
So are we live now? Maybe?
I think so. I hope
Okay.
so.
Me too.
Yeah,
Good morning,
I
Maya.
got a notification that you are live, so that's okay.
All right. Okay. Well, that was
Interesting.
that was a fiasco, is what that was. That's just a that's a fiasco. Well, I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna say hello to replay crew right from here because of the some days it just goes like this. It's just a little bit of
Yeah.
a challenge. But I've got a cup of tea and I'm here with Maya. And to
And look,
Maya's people, I'm Janelle Art. So hi, Maya's people. Hi, replay crew.
yeah, hi, Janelle's people. Hi, Big Chief.
Hi, Big Chief. Wow. My apologies. We just kind of are. It's like we're on ice skates for the first time this morning. Well, I'll speak for myself. That's kind of what's happening over in my world.
Yeah, well, it was kind of stressful here for a minute, but and look, I was so uh, stressed, like I was going to cut this sheet in half, and no, I did. I cut like this is way smaller than this one, and I think I have to zoom. Like, hang on. Oh, okay.
Okay, buddy. Watch out. My stream looks like I'm painting in a cave here. I'll try to get a little more light on. I don't know. I don't know. We're here with friends and we're going to paint, so that's good. We'll look at the positives.
Yeah, look at the positives. Don't look at my messy desk.
Yeah.
There's sunrise down. Oh,
Hey.
I was thinking about you. Did you is there any baby yet?
Congratulations, Grandma.
You know they have a baby. Hey, Monica.
I
Do you
do
know if
believe
they have a baby?
I do believe she is a new grandma now.
Let me get it confirmed. Yes, congratulations. Woohoo.
Do we have a granddaughter or grandson?
I think it was like a girl.
Like a girl. That's the best kind, like a girl.
Well,
I'm kind of like a girl.
What? Yeah. Hi, Dan.
Is that Dan K?
Yeah. So,
Hi.
Miss Sunrise Stone became a grandma. Was it yesterday?
Tuesday, I think they were going to.
Yeah, because I know, but like the.
Yeah, I think they were going to induce
Time
labor.
zones. Yeah. Jasmine Grace. Oh, yeah. Was born November 12th. Anyway, yeah, blah, blah. The pediatrician says she's perfect, and I agree. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yep. Awesome. So now it's just baby. How far from you do they live an hour from you, or are they going to be so you can be close, or maybe you can? No, you have your girl. I don't know. You probably have. So
Alrighty. So before we get too far down the rabbit hole with chat,
yeah,
let's set up what we've got going here today. I'm gonna start with I've got a 4.5 by 6-inch piece of lightweight watercolor paper, and I'm using a clear acrylic ruler. It's got lines on it that very easily mark off 1/4 inches. I'm just using a pigment pen, and I'm tracing. Well, I'm kind of making the line a little bit wobbly. I don't want it too perfect. Just a 1/4 inch in to give a little bit of a boundary around what I'm doing here. And I've traced a couple of circles. I spent 20 minutes looking for my templates, and I just went and I got the cardboard out of the light bulb pack. So you don't have to have fancy tools. Just grab something circular and draw a couple circles on it. I'm going to paint these in, and I'm going to get warmed up with this, and then Maya's got some really wonderful designs.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's warming up now. Yeah. Okay. I just.
Yeah, I don't think I want to try to run right out of the box this morning. I'm having a minute. I'm having a spell. I don't know what I'm having, but how's everybody doing out there? Hope it has it been a crazy week for you guys too, or just me? I think, yeah. Do you want to tell us about your designs, Maya? Because I've seen them, but and they're just, I was absolutely charmed by
yeah, well, I guess that's how we decided we would do this, because you saw, I was trying to explain to you how I was painting the Christmas card.
Uh-huh.
And it was hard to explain. So why don't we just do it?
Oh, I got it, but I got to say, you guys, these designs that Maya has are so absolutely charming that I just said, you know what? We got to stream these so you guys can see what she's doing, because they're just delightful. So,
I bet I'm not going to. I probably won't have the day now when I'm supposed to. When I just do it like on the loose, I am. But now when I'm supposed to do it, I probably won't be able to do it.
Oh, yeah. Which one do you think was simplest? Maybe the one with the snowman? So I'm just filling this circle with water, and I'm just going to mix up a little bit of watercolor paint. I'm just going to drop it in there, and I'm going to let the paint do the work. So I've got kind of a messy palette here, but it's got some paint in it. So it's got some reds, it's got some greens, and I'm going to start with what I've got here.
Oh, Dan K is sitting at his day job, dreaming about being in the shop. Yeah.
So as I touch that paint in, you see it starts to move across the water and diffuse. I'm not going to fuss with trying to make highlights on Christmas ornaments. I'm just going to drop that paint in around the edge. The particles of the paint will move to the outside edge, and then it'll sort of naturally be lighter in the middle.
How is the light for me? I feel it's kind of dark. Okay. Monica says this week is wild and it's only Thursday. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel better hearing that. Sometimes you ever have like a wild day and you're just like, I'm the only one in the world who's kind of riding the struggle bus. So I always kind of relax a little bit when I hear that I'm not alone in the thing. Jan, welcome in. I did figure out how to look at comments here, Maya.
Oh, Jan, yeah. Hi.
Hi, Monica. Yep, only Thursday. Well, we're more than halfway through it, so that's good. So Dan K has got his channel up and running. He's been doing some woodworking.
Yep.
He just hit the ground running. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. So then, have you had like a channel before? Because it so came so natural for you. You just going.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Or maybe it's just the way you are like a person.
He's a natural.
Yeah. And here we are like nervous and yeah. And he just
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have never had a channel before. Well, you could have fooled me.
Wow. Well, you must be learning vicariously from everything you're watching and picking up all the good habits because it looks really terrific. And I think what also helps is the projects. He's making a jewelry box out of a beautifully figured piece of wood. And I want to say, was it cherry wood that you're working with there, Dan? Something gorgeous. And he's got himself on a schedule.
I didn't see like. So are you working on something that you continue next time, and so you don't finish one project each time? Because I saw in the beginning, but then it was late and I had to go to bed. I was so tired. I thought it was cherry, but I think it's hickory. I worked it.
Oh, hickory. Oh, gorgeous. I love hickory chips used for smoking in the barbecue. That's just my favorite. Hickory and applewood.
Hang on, I have to do some Google Translate here because I'm not sure what
Yeah, hickory is it's a type of tree. I'm trying to think if it's got a very like fragrant wood when you burn it, and it's beautifully figured.
Okay, yeah, I don't think we have hickory because nothing came up. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, so Dan's got himself on a schedule. I've been doing this since June, and I'm still like, I'm shooting for 3 times a week. I'm trying to like do it on the weekly. Dan's like got a day and time, so we'll have to let you be a good influence on me down there. We'll see if we can.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the neighborhood on a couple of these. Like for me, it's really early. It's like we tried to get going at 4 a.m. my time, and we like that's what I was trying to get myself going. It took till 5 a.m. to do it, West Coast United States time. So 6, 7, 8. It's like 9 o'clock. Yeah, it's like a pretty decent time in the morning, East Coast time. So anyway, these don't have to be too precious. They just have to be kind of colorful. And I'm gonna let these dry down. And you guys probably already know the drill. I'm gonna use a pigment pen, and I'm gonna draw a little cap on the top and a little line and a couple of bows, and leave room for maybe happy holidays. I think I'm gonna splatter this with a little bit of metallic gold paint, or I don't know. We'll see. That's kind of the simple plan. So, what have you got going, Maya?
A
Have you put a
snowman. I just
so you put a
huh?
wash of blue on the back? Is that where you're at with it?
I'm just drawing it like for now. I'm not sure. I have to see. Hi, Marla. Woohoo! Oh,
Hello, Marla. Welcome in this morning.
don't leave. Oh, sorry, I didn't see. Bye, Miss Dawn.
Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah.
The one thing about StreamYard, I wish I could tell who was on my channel and who was on your channel, but it kind of pools everybody together, so we can't really tell. Hmm. So, do
I
you
was
have
about. Huh?
do you have the snowman card so you can hold it up so people can see where you're headed with this design?
Yeah, I'm kind of just because this. I think it did this. It's 2 years ago, so I'm going to paint like the same.
But the 2024 version. Isn't that cute, guys? That's so adorable. It looks like
And this is well, this is actually because I did cut the paper completely wrong, and this is kind of going. Yeah, so okay, the snowman is will be good for this.
well, we're just going to go with a handcrafted look here. We're not striving for perfection. We're striving for just
No,
we're going to try to have
nothing
fun.
perfect to see here.
Oh, I'm going to go with we got a little manganese blue and
I was about to freak out earlier because because I have several like cerulean blue, and I was like, well, wonder who is best to use. So I was kind of trying to get them together and to see, yeah, how different they are, and I couldn't find one of them. I knew I had one from Daniel Smith because it's in my where I kind of write up every paint I have because I can't remember. So I did see that I was supposed to have one, but I could not find it. So I went through all my watercolor, and I was like, where is it? And then because I was looking for a big tube, and it was actually a small tube, so I found it.
It's like me looking for the circle templates this morning. I know as soon as we wind up the live stream, I'm going to turn around and I'll look up. My eyes will go right to them. That's just how it goes. So Dan K says, "That's wonderful, Maya." Okay.
It's very
Marla
tiny.
Says, that's very. What is tiny? The tiny tube of paint?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm going to wet this first. That always kind of helps a wash go on. I was perusing the Jerry's Artorama website. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where I was. And I had to think for a minute because you know how it goes. We get on all of the art websites, and you mentioned the Daniel Smith. Try to keep that in for you guys. Did you know Daniel Smith makes watercolor sticks, and
I know,
and they're $9.50 a piece, and they're the equivalent of 3 full-size pans for under $10. So I think I'm going to order some lunar black and some quinacridone colors.
So are they so much cheap? Well, okay, I'm not on the same.
I don't know. Well, all they have is a paper label, so they don't have the pan, they don't have the tube, so they probably save a little bit of money there. And they have some of the Primatech colors that are made with gemstones, like jadeite, and
I like them. Those are. Hi, Lucy. Enrica. Sorry, I was.
Rika. Good morning.
I never tried the sticks because I kind of I like to have them in a tube.
Yeah, I love a deal. So
because they are, if they were, but the ones I've seen, they have not been like super cheap. So, because they are not like the like you can draw with them. Kind of, I think think
they say
I don't think well, from what I've seen people use them, I don't think it's very good for that.
You can kind of sketch in with them. You can't really draw with them because the pigment has to be activated to really like I was looking at the line of ultramarine blue, and they showed some sketches of it, and it was like, okay, it looks like just paint out of the pan, and it's pigment plus binder. They said it's the same formula of what they put in the pans and in tubes, just dried and in a stick form. So anyway, that was my
people keep like cutting like a small piece and then put it in a half pan. So if you're looking for a like a half pan paint, I think they are okay.
I think you're much more accustomed to using the tube paints, whereas I am every artist is going to be a little bit different about what formulation of paint they like. And watercolors come in dried and or semi-moist in little square pans that I'll just grab one because it's just easier to show than it is to describe. Yeah, they come in these little squares. Now, you can also get them in a little tube. It's kind of like a miniature toothpaste tube, and you can squeeze them out and put them in the pans. And that's how I like to work with them. I like to be able to see the color. But other artists like Maya really prefer to have their paint in tubes. So I can see where the dried sticks wouldn't be your favorite media, just because you prefer the more liquidy, wet color paint.
Yeah.
But I like things that I live in kind of a small space, so I like things that are compact and I like things that are portable. And I don't mind reconstituting the dried paint. That works. That's okay with me. So kind of cool. They've got different things so that all of us can find something we like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I got my blue way too.
I think I like the tube because then I can make my small like tiny it's easier to make like to put paint in the
Yeah.
Instead of kind of cutting a piece of like take out the paint from the half pan and then cut a piece and so.
Oh, that's better. Okay, so how are you making the snowman? You're drawing him and then painting him in?
I like to draw like with a pencil first. I'm not good at just like drawing with the pen without messing it up. So
let's see. I want my wash darker at the bottom, right? Is that what I'm trying to? I'm just jumping in and going for it here with some shadows to put 3 circles on, and we'll see.
Snow is kind of tricky to paint with the shadows and to make it look like snow.
It sure is. Rika says she hopes everyone is doing great today. You missed the first 10 minutes. We're all on we're not all on the struggle bus. I am definitely on the struggle bus today, but it's getting better. Nowhere to go but up when you start a day kind of chaotically like that. So
and when we're doing paint, you can't go wrong. It's just a fact.
It's just paper. That's what I say. It's just paper. All right. I'm gonna try not to rush that's my bad habit with watercolor is I get an idea in my head of what the next thing is to do, and so I'm not very patient about letting it dry down. And the best tool for watercolor success, I swear, it's patience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like this photo. So before I ruin this snowman, I'm going to set him aside to dry.
Marla says, I would think painting snow is like painting sky.
Yeah, but trickier because it's
more
texture.
More like the clouds.
Yeah. I like this blue so much. I think I'm just going to throw a little swash of it behind these guys. They're dried down pretty well. Boy, I'm working messy today. So I realized we just kind of finished with Halloween.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people that I really kind of resent it when the stores are full of Christmas and holiday stuff, in August.
Yeah.
But sometimes little projects like this, they can change our mood. I don't know about you guys, but I've kind of been in a grumpy mood for a week and a half. And I'm just ready for something that's sparkly and delightful and some different sights and smells and a little bit of joy. So
Yeah.
I
Well,
thought maybe
I'm
this would help shift things a little bit.
I'm not like a Christmas person, kind of, but I really like to paint Christmas cards.
Yeah, I'm really not either. Most of my family is boy, I was like talking about joy in one breath and then going, "Hey, my family's dead," in the next breath. Not all of them, but an awful lot of the older generation has gone on, and the young people are kind of off doing their thing. And but there will be somebody, like I'll run across somebody who will just go, "I send out 50 Christmas cards, and can I buy 10 of those?" And they'll find a place.
Yeah.
She is. Dan says, "Holy cow! I looked away for a few minutes, and Maya has a full-on snowman." Yep, Maya is.
Yeah, it's just a few. It's just a few lines.
Maya says she just started painting about 4 years ago. So
Yeah.
she is a speedy painter, and she does not give herself enough credit. So yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. So let's try it the way you're doing it. And
I was wondering if I was going to have like some background on this.
you could do like a light blue background and then spatter some white ink on it so it looks like snowflakes are falling.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Maybe
like how
maybe I can use some cerulean blue that was.
did you find it?
So I was looking for earlier.
I had a stash of manganese blue, genuine manganese blue. That's what this guy is. This kind of beautiful, bright. So I'm just using it. You can't really buy it much anymore because it's not mined very much and it's kind of toxic. And now the companies have made manganese blue hue, which is it's just not the same blue to my eyes. So I really like how you've got his face turned to the side a little bit instead of facing straight on.
Yeah.
So let's see. Is he gonna have? I think mine's. I'm gonna put a hat on mine.
Oh, Marla says, I thought you had been painting for decades. No. No. I have not been doing any like drawing or painting or so like this. Nothing until 4 years ago.
Okay. I'm just going to call it now. Mine's going to be a wonky snowman until I figure out how to make a cute snowman. And,
Oh, the wonky ones are the cute, right?
well, mine's going to be heavy on wonky. But that's okay. Give him a big smile too. Oh, does yours have earmuffs? Is that what he's got?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, I'm going with a hat. Yeah. I like the scarf because that's an opportunity to have stripes, and everything's better with stripes.
Yeah, and also to have some color.
Yeah.
I usually I kind of have them red and green Christmas colors. And yeah. Hi, Sophia. I have to.
Good morning, Sophia. Good to see you.
Yeah, the hardest thing with watercolor is to actually make sure the paint is really dry. Oh, look at you. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. Mine's wider than he is tall.
Well,
Yeah. Did you? I have to zoom in and see here what you did on the bottom. Okay, so you did the line all the way along the bottom. Okay, I'm going to do that too. I wasn't sure if I was going to quite how to resolve that designed issue down there, but that'll work. All right. I think I'm gonna paint the colors in, and then I'm gonna draw the lines for the stripes because it's too much pressure to get everything in the lines at the moment.
okay.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to work lightest to darkest. So let's see. Green hat with a red pom pom. That's what we're doing. This is the kind of my go-to lately, especially since like I dropped quite a lot of money on these bad boys last month, so I feel like I've got to use them. They're the Caran d'Ache Neo Color 2. It's a water soluble wax pastel, so it's waxy like a crayon, and it just you could just draw it on and just add the water to it. So I'm starting with a lighter color, and then I'll bring in a darker color to put in a little shadow. That's my plan anyway. We'll see. We'll see how the execution goes. Hmm. So Dan says he wants to commission us to draw up and color his build proposal ideas.
Huh? So, what?
He says he might have to commission us to illustrate his build, like his design proposals.
Oh, that's your job, Janelle.
I knew that's where Maya's been working on a commission that's just kind of had her in a corner for a little bit of a time. So she's getting to the end of it, but I think Maya's not taking commissions right now, Dan.
Yeah, no.
It's tough, when you kind of reach an age and then like we just get accustomed to being able to do your own thing on your own time, and it gets a little bit complicated as an artist if you are not in the regular groove of doing commissions. I used to take commissions, and I just found that time after time I would have a really hard time just getting them done because they weren't the ideas that were in my own head. They were things that somebody else was kind of telling me what to do. And I really struggled with that. And so I eventually just went to a place where I was making my own art, and if somebody liked it, they bought it, and that seemed to work better. So not all artists are really cut out to do commission work, and that's okay.
I think it's quite few artists that like doing commissions.
Yeah. Oh, I can't imagine actually.
I never
Liking
heard
it.
about yeah.
I've met a few artists who love they do love to do commissions. They like to help other people put their ideas into reality. And I was that way when I was a florist, when I had a flower shop. I loved it if somebody came in and they would tell me, a little bit about what they had in mind, and I could make that happen. But doing art with flowers is a bit different than doing.
Yeah.
And I could with photography. I did commissions when I did photography too, but now I just kind of embrace where I'm okay. Well, his hat's going good.
Hi, Brad.
Oh, there's Brad.
You're supposed to be at work. Yeah, Sophia says my aunt saw the clothes I made for myself and tried to get me to do it professionally. And I honestly prefer to do it as a hobby for the most part because it's such a personal thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that really annoys me is that everyone is like say, "Oh yeah, you can." People that are not an artist or do whatever, like when they see something that they think is nice, they like, oh, you can do this and you can do that, you commissions, or you can sell and you can do everything and you can do, and I'm like, no, come on. It's almost like it's not allowed to just do it as a hobby or do it as a,
Yeah, it has to be monetized to be. Oh, you could
yeah,
sell these. Like it's my
yeah.
least favorite compliment is to have somebody say, "Oh, you could sell those." Yeah, of course I could. I already know that.
And
That's not why I'm
everyone
making
do it, and of course
oh, excuse me.
almost everyone maybe, and of course it's nice to sell something and get some extra money, um but to paint, like doing commissions, then it just gets I'm so afraid to lose the effect I have with painting that, like, yeah, it's a hobby, but it's also therapy for me, and I yeah,
It
I'm
kind of
afraid that it's going to be like a that I kind of at the end I will hate it.
yeah, it can suck the fun out of it for me really quickly.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Then dances. My favorite clients are the ones who send me a picture or an idea and say, "I'd like something like this, but I want you to do it your way." Yeah, yeah. It makes it, yeah, less stressful, but at the same time, it's like, oh my god, what if they don't like this? What if they like?
yeah. And then if you've spent 3 weeks working on something and the
Yeah,
client goes, "Yeah, no, but do it like this but with." uh, I can remember when I did an internship with a graphic arts place as a young person, and I can remember having the assignment to draw a desk, and I spent all morning sketching out this desk, like a teacher's desk, and it had a flat top and 4 legs, and then a drawer underneath the knee well, or above the knee well, under the top of the desk, and it had 3 drawers on the left-hand side, and my boss came in and took a look at it, and, I'd been working on this thing for a while because I was a young artist and was kinda struggling with the scale and the
yeah.
perspective, and my boss came in and looked at it and said, "Okay, do it again, but just put 2 drawers." I turned around and walked off, and I was like, I knew right then that I was not cut out to be a graphic
Oh.
artist because it was a perfectly good 3-doored outline drawing of a desk. And, later I found out that the school district that needed the artwork, all of their teachers' desks had 2 drawers, but, of course, like, you didn't tell me that ahead of time. So,
Right,
I
yeah.
I'm not cut out to, like, deal with that kind of just go, "Oh, okay." Maybe now because 'cause I'm like, "Well, you pay me the same either way,
Yeah.
and next time you ask me to do something, you'll know you need to give me more specific parameters." So, I don't know.
And of course the more you do the stuff, you learn to ask, like, how many drawers do you want? How many how do you want this? Like, to get some kind of um uh, like, now if I am painting something, the first time I was doing a commission, I wasn't quite aware, like, I didn't understand the reference photo, that it need to be clear and not like just what's the name when it's not clear.
Opaque,
No, like when a picture is blurred, like it's blurred. Yeah,
focused.
yeah, it's out of focus. Yeah, and something. Yeah, so I was struggling so hard to get it right because the picture was not. Yeah, it wasn't good. So I learned like, okay, next time I said, oh, I need a better picture.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always something like that. So, yeah, there we go. Art talk with Janelle and Maya.
Yeah. So Sophia, she says, well, Marla says it's hard to explain to people that you do something for joy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it just gets down to. It's like it can kind of spoil the fun when somebody tells you how to do what you're doing, and it's a little bit,
Right. And
you know.
Sophia says it's a whole process with the picking out the fabric and honing. Is it, honing the craft over time, figuring out the kinks along the way, and I don't like losing that magic out of the outlet for me. Yeah, right. The magic.
Yeah, yeah. I think maybe what you're kind of getting at there a little bit is
Hi, Antics.
this discussion about the difference between process and product. And I do like to make a product, but I think I'm more inclined to really be engaged with the process. And for example, like I like to knit a hat or a pair of socks, but if the pattern doesn't engage me, I just won't finish it. I have to have something that's technically challenging and interesting to me.
Yeah.
So, and there are other people who primarily, I think all of us, depending on the project, we may fall on one side or the other of it. But there are other people who will look at something and say, boy, I want to make that hat. And it doesn't really matter what the pattern is if it comes close, and they get most of their satisfaction out of the end product. So yeah, a lot of ways to come at it. So if you're a process artist, I think it's more challenging to take commissions. I think when you're more of a product artist and you just know, okay, I can make that quilt, I can make that hat. It might mean you've got a little bit more flexibility when it comes to doing commissioned work.
Yeah.
It takes me 7 minutes to mix up the exact perfect shade of orange, and then bloop.
Yeah. So Antics say it was funny. Last night we were missing Maya. Did I miss that because I was missing? Where? How?
There was a live stream. I didn't get a notification. What happened?
Was it
there fun? Were you having fun and we weren't there? Oh my gosh.
Was it over at Pop Groomer?
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, guys, I'm still so new at this. I apologize for audibly blowing my nose. One of these days, I'll get a mic and I'll be able to mute things and not subject you to that. So, just
Yeah.
I apologize.
Sophia says, I may or may not have told my aunt more than once, can't I just have a hobby I'm good at without you thinking of a business plan for it? Turning everything into a side hustle adds stress. Yeah, my grandma, she did that all the time. And yeah.
They mean well. I think it also it's a generational thing in that, like, my grandmother was she was born in 1921, so she was a child during the Great Depression, and you just didn't have the luxury. She was one of like 11 kids, so nobody in the family had the luxury of a hobby. Everything, if you had time to sit and embroider, you had time to go chop wood or haul water or try to find food. So
Well, the hobby they had was uh, knitting, but they were knitting like clothes so they could stay warm.
exactly.
It wasn't for fun. It was for they had
Yeah,
to.
yeah, just a straight pair of mittens or a straight pair of socks
Yeah.
or children's slippers. That was kind of my grandmother taught me to knit, and the first thing she taught me to knit was the slippers because it was an old farmhouse and the floor was cold. So
Yeah.
yeah, much everything was utilitarian, and um, kind of in her 70s, my grandmother was able to. Um, she did a little quilt making and some other. She liked to crochet afghans out of acrylic yarn that was colors that are not found in nature.
Yeah.
We have a few of those around still.
Yeah. Necessity. They were.
Ugh. Yeah, the farmhouse was retrofitted with electricity. When it was first built, they used oil lamps to light it.
What you say? Retro?
Retrofitted, meaning when the house was built, there were brackets built into the wall to hold oil lamps and stuff. And
Oh,
then years later, when electricity came to that part
came to
of,
town.
then they had to
Yeah.
wire the house for electricity. And
Oh, okay.
I don't like that breath.
Your snowman he looks so happy.
I went with colors that were just a little bit higher chromatic value. So instead of a standard Christmas green, I've stepped it up to a little bit more of a lime green. And instead of
Mm.
the classic Christmas red, I chose the one that was a little bit more cherry colored. So
Yeah.
that brings a little bit of more um, of an optimistic feel to it. And then I tried to make him very smiley because
Because snowmen are supposed to be smiling. You know. Oh,
oh damn, that's really
I, I'm
cool.
so I'm so child. Well, me and my siblings, we are kind of childish. Well, this is many years ago, and we were, yeah, at my visiting my grandma at her house, and yeah, it's a big, yeah, like, yeah, law on the front, yeah, space around the house. And sometimes, even though you're grown up, it's fun to go out and make well, we kind of roll big like this thing and put them uh, like a fort maybe.
Oh yeah, sure, like a big snowball fort.
Yeah, and so like especially when it's Easter and the sun is coming back and yeah, so we go out. And so this like many years ago, my sister, she went outside and she rolled up and she made a big snowman because the snow was like perfect. Hi Kim. and
Uh,
uh, and
Playing
so
in snow never gets
the
old.
snow the snowman like was standing there, and then everyone, like, I don't remember if she was I was there alone because everyone was out to do like stuff. I don't remember. So I went out and I'm so I made like the snowman. I changed his face and I took like a empty beer can, and so he looked like he was party. So
Oh my.
yeah, and that was a hit, and so he kind of stood there like a drunk snowman, and then like some weeks went by or some a while, so it started to get warmer. So the snowman melted, and it melted like downward. And so the next time I was in there, like I was at the house, I saw like it was just like the head and the eyes, like the stone, and so it looks like looked kind of like the face. And I'm like, oh, so I kind of made it more like it's and then I kind of put like the beer cans uh, around it, like it's just melted, and he's so drunk. He's just I don't know.
Uh,
So it was kind of funny because it looked really weird.
I remember I was probably about kind of early teenage, 12 maybe, and we had a big snowfall. I lived on a residential street, so there were a lot of houses, and then all the kids came out, and we started at the top of the street because we lived kind of on a hill, and we started rolling. We were going to build a really big snowman,
Yeah.
and so we started rolling the ball up at the top of the street, at the top of the hill, and I mean there were probably 8 or 10 of us, and we started rolling it in the street, and then it got pretty big, and then I think, as kids do, we just decided to see how big we could make this thing,
Yeah.
and, um, so we just kept rolling it until we didn't have the physical strength to roll it any further, and, of course, being kids, we were not sensible about it. We rolled it right in the middle of the street, and we
Oh.
got it down. We got it actually right in front of my parents' house, right in the driveway, right blocking the driveway. And my dad used to drive a Volkswagen Beetle, and when he came home, he couldn't get into the driveway because we had rolled this huge snowball all the way 3/4 of the way down this city block, and it was huge, like it was taller than our heads, and my dad was not pleased about this.
Yeah.
And, like,
I
we had other
bet.
people coming out and parents coming out, and people were um, trying to because of course we'd, like, block the street off with it. It didn't stay a ball, it just kinda turned into this log, and it eventually went out to almost like, you couldn't get a car past it. And somewhere in
Yeah.
my pictures, there's a picture of this huge snowball log with my dad's Volkswagen beside it, and the Volkswagen is smaller than the big ball of snow, so
Oh.
we spent the evening with our parents set us out with shovels to break it up and clear the street. So, but it was fun while it lasted. What are you gonna do? I can't decide if I want to. I think I want to use a different green for that. I think I want to like these huge design decisions for a cartoon snowman. It's just making my brain go. But I have to have the
I
perfect
know.
green.
I know.
I'm just going with a Derwent Inktense felt green. It looks a little drab until you put water on it, and you'll see. It gets very bright green, so it's quite pretty. Yeah, so how are you guys out there in Chatland? How are you guys feeling about the holidays? Are you ready for a little bit of cheer or kind of not ready to think about it much?
Or are you ready for it to be over?
See how it gets brighter and prettier. It's sort of a drab green when it's just a pencil, but um,
So do you use like regular color pencils much?
yes, but not lately. I kind of I'll work with a particular media for a while intensely, and then I move on, and so I kind of rotate through things. When I do the coloring pages, I use mostly Prismacolor,
Yeah.
just standard.
Have you tried um, using oh, what's the name?
Polychromos.
No, to use like some binder stuff, whatever, to kind of dissolve it so it's smooth.
No, I have not yet. I use Rembrandt Lyra makes a blending pencil that they call a Splendor, Splender, and it's way creamier, probably half or 2/3 as stiff as a Prismacolor colored pencil, and it I blend using that, but I have not used. I think you can use like mineral spirits.
Yeah, minerals. That's the word. Yeah, this thing, but it was it's on Norwegian, so I didn't remember. Um, yeah, I did try that a while ago.
What did you think?
Well, it looks nice, but it's the oil kind of.
Uh huh.
Even though it doesn't smell, it's
Yeah.
it's there.
Yeah.
So it's almost worse that it doesn't smell because you don't know
Yeah. I get
it's
that.
there.
And I'm kind of I I don't love stuff on my hands. So there are some media that just um I get kind of grossed out by having stuff all over my hands. And I don't like working with gloves on, so I know, I'm just kind of a princess.
Princess Janelle.
No. Yeah. Now that I got the green on there, I'm just like I'm like, I don't like that. It doesn't match. But he's a snowman, so he should be kind of made out of bits and bobs. So
Yeah.
I'll get over it. Maybe. So I want some little stripes on there, but it's a little bit. They're going to be smaller than I don't want to paint them. So I'm going to use a pigment marker and fancy up those stripes.
Um,
Oh yeah.
Antics, are you here? Still here? Uh, do you do you want to be a mod for me so you can kind of keep an eye on things?
Uh-oh, are things weird?
No, no, but I was. I probably have to go and pee soon. And because you are like you have your channel, and just in case something stupid happened over it, so you
Yeah.
didn't have to go back and forth. And how I don't remember how it did the thing.
Yeah, can we do it from here? I think you have to do it from YouTube. I don't know.
Yeah, oh, moderate. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Yeah, just no mischief. Just everybody be good.
Uh, 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 uh. Yeah. Okay. So what? How do I set the chat for like just um, subscribers?
Oh, she has to do that from YouTube. So if she's a managing moderator, actually, I think Antics knows how to do it.
Huh?
Exactly. Wrong kind of stream. We've been joking about that. Yeah, no. We don't
Okay.
we're girls. We don't take the camera in the bathroom with us. Yeah. So yeah, that's tricky because Maya's my moderator, so she can't set my chat to subscribers only. But
Yeah, I wasn't really going to do that, but I was just thinking of because you told me how to do it, but I don't remember.
yeah, if you go to the little gear at the top of chat and you open that up, you'll have an option that's managing moderator tools,
Yeah.
and they can go in and where it says who can chat. I think it's default to anybody, so you can click on the little head and shoulders in the middle, and that'll give you options to change it to subscribers only. Which we don't have mayhem. I'm kind of in the habit of doing that because I find it gets me a couple of subscribers most every live stream. So I like to set it that way. So yeah, now we've reached the YouTube tips portion
Yeah.
of the live stream. Yeah, go ahead and go, Maya. I think everything's calm here. I hate to have
Yeah.
anybody. Yeah. So yeah, the chat's saying like they've got they're embracing the joy of it, but the commercialization is really out of hand. Yeah, the Christmas ads all the time. I'm with you there, Dan K. That does kind of that's kind of a drag. So um, yeah, and I think when I share this to my channel, it goes in the horizontal format, so that usually cuts down on any kind of trolling shenanigans. So when I'm in vertical live feed, that you get folks who are just looking for a little bit of mischief, not the good kind. Alrighty. There it is. Just set it right out of reach.
Huh.
So I'm more a fan of Thanksgiving than Christmas because I love that. I love the coming together and sharing a meal. And in my family, back in the day, grew up with traditions where people would bring. It wasn't exactly potluck. My mom and dad would host the main event, and people would bring desserts and sides, and you know, there's always somebody who has a sauce that they or a salad, or maybe a particular kind of pie. One of my relatives always brought pecan pie, so um, it just was it just was warm and kind of wonderful to sit down and um, see each other, and I like that. So
Yeah.
it's I'm thinking about, like I'm kind of rolling around in the memories of it because everybody, most of my older relatives have passed on, so we don't really have the same crew to pull it all together. But I'm just, I think I'm just kind of thinking about it and kind of enjoying those old, those sweet old memories.
Yeah, we don't really have like um, um,
Yeah, it's very
Thanksgiving. We don't.
American. Yeah, Canada kind of does. They do a Thanksgiving like the first week of November, but theirs is not. It's not the same as American Thanksgiving. And looking at the history of American Thanksgiving, it is problematic. But I mean, I guess I'm living in that space where I'm thinking about the part that is folks coming together and spending time together.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking for the places where there might be a shadow and just laying in a little bit of this blue wash to give it a little bit of dimension. And
Huh.
isn't it easy to
Oh,
just kind of fall into one? It's just, I'm not a machine to like uh, produce a whole bunch of these because it's like, I don't know, what have I spent 45 minutes on one snowman?
yeah.
That's
Um,
okay.
okay, I couldn't figure out the
How to shift it.
yeah, but that is okay. Yeah, I'll run and take a little
Take
time.
a little
Don't want
break.
me to. Yeah.
We can't have you exploding. That's no fun.
No. Well, no, Antix, I didn't go yet. I'm going now. And yes, I will wash my
You're
hands.
worse. We play this game on Nance Drew too, where she'll say, "Oh, I have to pee," and then she'll go, because I mod for Nance, and she'll go, "Oh, will you remind me in 10 minutes?" And it's like I'm on the back channel just 30 minutes later, going, "Go, go now." Yeah, it's hard, when you're having fun to tear yourself away, and so I think I'm not quite sure what I need to do to this guy next. So I think I'm just gonna kind of let this one rest for a minute, and um, I think I've left a little bit of room for happy holidays up here, and you don't have to keep them the 4.5 by 6. I might trim it down. I don't know. We'll see. I think he's good enough for now. So I want a little bit of a bigger brush for this guy. Uh, Antics of a Mama Squirrel. It's usually in the description of her videos. And if you still can't find it, pop me an email and because it is available, but she does get she was getting harassed via her email, so she had to she just you know what I'm saying. So these are watercolor pencils. I've got a craft mat under here that's got a little bit of texture, and I can draw on with either these wax crayons or the colored pencils, add a drop of water, and mix paint up on it. So I just use it as kind of a casual palette. I'm looking at this and it looks really flat, so I'm going to come in with a little bit more paint and see if I can make that be just a little bit more. Just have a little something going on. That's better. It gets quiet when Maya walks out. I was kind of in conversation mode, and I know when I live stream by myself, I kind of put myself in chatter mode, so I keep things popping. And yeah. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Oh, so Kim says with the kids and the grands, you get 12 people at your holiday. That's kind of wonderful. I mean, it's chaotic and it's so warm and wonderful. I love that. Oh, yeah, she'll love that. That's terrific. You guys, Antics of a Mama Squirrel does some work in the as an anti-Scientology activist, and just really some wonderful creative work coming out. I was really impressed. I saw your Windy City one with the song and all of those edits, and I was just I don't know how to do that right now. I don't know if I'll um, yeah, I don't. It's a lot, but you do a great job on them. Yeah. Yeah, well, Dan K, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad. That's kind of what I'm not really here to show you tutorials on how to make the world's greatest art. What I'm here to do is to talk about art and to encourage people to just spend a little time. Most everybody, if you keep hunting around, you will find a medium that you've got a knack for, and if you can just get yourself to practice, you'll be making bits and pieces of art. And I think it's just been invaluable to me to have a regular art practice where I spend time just kind of being quiet and just spending time in creative work. It just has been a benefit to my mental health, my sense of well-being. So that's mostly if I hear that I've gotten somebody to rummage through the closet and get out their box of art supplies and do a coloring page. Even it's just I find that very heartwarming when I hear back that what I'm doing and how I'm talking about it is inspiring other people to engage with their own creativity. Uh, Pondfish, hello. Pondfish is another arty arty person doing some dog portraits, if I recall correctly, right? Oh, okay. So yeah, I was looking and I couldn't quite figure out who was who. Antics says that Nance is in the Windy City video. All right, I thought you might be, but it kind of um I was watching the phone and I didn't have my glasses on. It's just where it's at. Yeah. Oh, good God. Yeah. Uh, I just read that somebody um, had a thought that they should use Barkeeper's Friend, which is a scouring cleanser, on their dog. No, that would be all the no. A little bit of hydrogen peroxide on a cotton ball might be okay, but do not use scouring cleansers on your dog. Even the other end of it. Gosh. Okay, you guys got that stuff right.
Okay, sorry,
Oh,
I had to
is that?
feed my dog. So yeah.
Oh, you're good. We're just to the dog grooming tips part of the. Wow, I like the
Okay.
shadows. I like the shadows on Maya's snowman. She's got that dialed in. I'll have to keep practicing. Hi, Irish Mart. Good to see you.
Oh, hi, Irish. So,
Yeah.
are your snowmen like finished?
Oh, I set him down to dry.
Okay.
Yeah. Like most things, like I get the styling and the fashion details, but I like the way you've got the shadows in the body. So I'll probably have to come in like with another layer of it. But and mine has enthusiastic and excited stick arms. So yeah. All right. He's gonna
So, do you want to try the?
move on to the next design. Sure. Yeah, I'm just back to this quick and dirty one here with the circles. So I think I'm gonna just stick with the same colored ink on this, and I'm just gonna put sort of a rectangle on here, and I'm gonna put some lines. That's simple. And I'm gonna use a ruler so I can kind of stay on the keep everything parallel.
Can you hear him eat?
A little, like I hear little noises, but it doesn't sound like, doesn't sound rude or anything.
Yeah. No, he's just munching away.
Okay. So I'm just running a line from the border to the top of that cap. And then I'm gonna fancy it up with just a little bow right up here. Nothing too complicated. And I've got some rubber stamps, so I'll probably put in, I've got kind of a swoopy happy and then holidays. And that's pretty basically simple. So this card, what I'm thinking I'm going to do is just tear the edge off, and so I get a nice little kind of a rough edge, and then I'll glue it to the front of a folded over card, and off it goes. Okay, so I will probably come back because in my screen, seeing Maya's little painting, it's like this big, so I can't really see what you're doing. So I'll come back on replay crew, and oh, he's cute. Oh, I love how you handled the shadows. That's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
The shadow is
Yeah.
see his
So I just
face is looking. But I love this. That's so cute. So cute. Yeah, I like Wonky. I love Wonky.
yeah, it's kind of I don't know the I think I didn't start far enough. I don't know. Maybe my paper is more wide than it is. Yours is a more skinnier. So
Yeah, that's why I kind of just went for
yeah,
that.
I like them both. I like them both. They were kind of fun. So you guys, anybody going to give that a try? I hope you do. And if you do, even if you don't have video content on your channel, it's really pretty easy. If you've got a photograph and it's already edited, you can just throw that up on your community tab and drop a comment because I love to see what you guys are up to.
Yeah.
And you also, if you do that, then you have people who will give you, compliments and fluff you up a little bit. So that's kind of
Fluff you
lovely.
up.
Oh, boost your
Yeah. Yeah.
tell you nice things.
I understand what it was just so funny. Oh, 2 seconds.
So I've been kind of trying to get myself warmed up. Boy, I'm going to apologize again. The lighting on I need to get. I really am missing the ambient light, and I got to zhuzh that up a little bit. So a while back, Maya had done a beautiful card that had some trees just done in ultramarine blue, and later I had it in my head and I couldn't quite remember what she'd done, so I just did a little square like you were walking through a Christmas tree farm. I live in Oregon, and we actually produce most of the trees that are sold around the United States are grown here in Oregon and shipped out. So we do have Christmas tree farms to go walking around in. And I hope I can talk her into getting her tree one because she left a beautiful white area and put a tree in the center of hers. It's just gorgeous. But this is very simple. It's one color. And I've gone with, I think this actually might be, it's just kind of a dark medium blue. The paint color I used is French ultramarine, I believe, or ultramarine. They're very, very close. And blue and white is classic. So you don't need to use a bunch of colors to really get a striking effect. And with just a little bit of practice, this is kind of just one little brush stroke, just kind of a gentle curve. And using washes of color, the ones in the background are really diluted. So there's a lot of water. And then I added in a little bit more paint to do the one in the middle, added in a little more paint, and we've got the darker one in the foreground. So that's the basic walkthrough on that one. And let's see what I can do with it today. I was having a really good paint day that day.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not so good. That's okay.
Yeah.
Just paper. Yeah, I guess I did start another snowman, but I think is everybody ready to move on from snowmen? Let's see if I can get it in here. and get it in here with some light on it. I feel like my light is really yellow today. I've got
Yeah, it looks kind of yellow, but do you use? Is it a different light than you normally use?
no, I've got it always seems more yellow over here on StreamYard.
Oh,
And I've got 3 different kinds of I've got a halogen, an incandescent, an LED. I've got a whole variety of just a bunch of lights I pull. I'm very low tech here. I'm not doing a lot of well,
I
I'm not
have I have 3 light sources with like white light, like the natural. Yeah.
yeah,
And still, I think it looks dark when I.
that's a
I'm
little
not
bit
sure.
better. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks better on YouTube than it does on the. I think.
Yeah. So,
Oh, what?
yep. So I turned the side lamp off and I'm kind of yeah, during the summer I know I don't have it dialed in and I appreciate your forbearance everybody. Okay, I think I want a palette for this one, and I think I want to use actual paint.
What I tape to? It's just a cardboard thing. Like I saved the like
Oh, are we
paper
taping?
pads, like the back side of the paper. Um, yeah. When I
I
use
think
up the paper, I have the.
I think it does help on some of these when you're working with washes and layers. It does help to tape stuff down, but it's not required, but it helps keep the paper from curling up. So
Yeah, if you're using a lot of water, like the more water you use, the more it's best to tape down. When it's curling up in every direction, it's just that's so annoying.
so when I was at the art, I should just order with my next order from Jackson's. I'm gonna Jerry's, not Jackson's, Jerry's Artorama.
Yeah, I'm Jackson. Yeah, yeah. What you order?
I'm gonna order some low tack tape, but it was $11 for a roll, and it looks like a roll of masking tape. And
Oh,
I said, okay, I'm just gonna use my washi tape because I already have that. Um,
can you do you use like cheap painter's tape?
no, that was like $6 a roll, which I thought
Oh,
was outrageous. For some reason, masking tape it's just been
yeah.
stupidly expensive here.
In the art store, it's just expensive. But if you go to the where they sell like regular like house paint
Uh huh.
or like I don't know if they have like stores where they have like a lot of a lot of things and
Yep. I like live like 3 blocks away from one of those, so
usually
uh,
they're cheaper. Everything is expensive in the art store, so
yeah.
I
I think
never buy. Huh?
like the difference is like the stuff at the art supply store is acid free and
Well, not always, but yeah.
supposedly I don't know, I don't leave it on long enough for it to leach acid into the paper. So I don't know why I worry about that, but
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't worry because yeah, it's there for a little while, then I take it off. And well, the only like I have I have some tape that's acid free, but that's expensive. And for to so I can use if I'm framing,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
have
For
like
framing,
have
you
the
definitely.
inner frame and then tape the painting like on the back side. Then I use acid free tape.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Dan says the blue painter's tape is low tack,
Yeah.
but um, but if the tape is too sticky, you can just like on your leg, you just take the tape a bit on your clothes, then it's not so sticky.
So what did you do on this? Did you mix like a very light wash and then came in from each side?
Yeah, let me find the brush.
Like kind of a triangle pointing in from each side, right? And this is just
Wait, a
this is just a,
wait, a triangle? Why?
sort of a,
No, no, just up and down.
oh, you did the whole thing with a light blue wash. Okay, I thought you left part of it the paper white.
Um, yeah, well, very light in the middle, but I wet the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, Harbor Freight. Oh, Dan K, that's a good idea. Okay. Yeah, because I just live like half a mile from Harbor Freight. And Costco moved from half a mile away from me to 5 miles away from me. So everything is better. I don't have to deal with Costco traffic now. It's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you're using things like cardboard has a ton of acid and it will actually leach out of the cardboard. Like if you're using it as a backing behind a photograph or a print, and it can burn. It can literally burn your paper. So we just in terms of like best practices, right? When I was taking art classes at school, they really drilled
yeah,
into us to look for things that were pH neutral so that we didn't
yeah,
have our artwork be damaged. So just in general, like that's kind of the habit I got into, but it turns out that it's an expensive habit. So usually
yeah,
things um, they're not acid free, they're pH neutral is maybe a better way to describe it. And if you've got things on for in a temporary way, and this border would be probably trimmed off, um,
yeah,
and so it's really not that big of a deal, but it's just more um, I try to keep the habit of boy I just
yeah.
I'm trying to the only wash
Yeah,
brush I have is huge. I need a smaller one, but they're about $30. So yeah, and for things like cards, they're really not meant to be kept forever. So
yeah, and I don't really sell like just especially watercolor, just like something I have painted, and so if I'm going to paint something I know someone will buy, then I'm even more like make sure everything is acid free and yeah.
yeah, just a little bit higher quality paper, and whoop, went on right there with the wrong brush here.
So if you start, I start like from each side.
I just don't have. I don't think I've got my paint quite. I'm afraid of making it too dark, and I should know that it always dries down a little bit lighter.
Well, but if you start from the out, like from the sides, it will be okay because it's going to be darker
Yeah.
on the sides.
Yeah, and that has to do with how you load your brush, right? So the pigment will be kind of down in the end of the brush, and then you always want to wet your brush before you start a wash. So this part up here at the heel of the brush will have water. So as you press down, when you begin, you've got pigment at the end. You're laying that down, and then as you push down, and I was going back and forth. It's a better habit to go the same direction. And as you push the brush down onto the paper and get the heel of the brush in contact, you get more water, less pigment. So Maya's got the knack of it. I am well out of practice for putting in a wash. So you get a range of skill levels here. That's okay. That's good.
And before it's dry, I kind of paint in some
Tree shapes.
trees. Yeah, kind
Okay.
of melt into the.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Mine is way too wet for that, I think. Or my
I
brush is
think.
too big.
Yeah, probably I need to do it because I think it's too bright. It's too light on the sides. So.
It's always a bit of an experiment to figure out the right amount of paint to mix up. And the nice thing about just using one pigment is I can just go back into the pan and take the pigment out. If you're mixing a custom color, you need to make sure you mix up enough for the whole painting because it's kind of a challenge to mix the same color twice, especially when you're learning. I think this will actually come out okay. Morla says, "Here come the happy trees."
Yeah. Happy trees.
Ooh. I always worry about the lack of entertainment value when we're waiting for stuff to dry.
Yeah.
Normally in the studio, I've probably got 2 or 3 things going, so I would pull my mat out and set it to dry and pull another one up and work on it. Or, go make a cup of tea or go fiddle around doing some other stuff.
Yeah. Usually, I use the drying thing because.
Yeah. I think that works on some things. If you're wanting your paint to diffuse into the wet ground, ground's not exactly the right word. Right. So the paper's been wetted, and then when you put the pigment on it, it'll diffuse. And you can bring in a heat tool or a blow dryer. When you do that, it tends to make the pigment just stop right where it's at. I think on this phase of what I'm working on, whoops, I don't know what's going on there. So sometimes when you let it diffuse, it'll do what mine is doing right here, which is granulating, and it's pooling at the edges. So I'm just going to paint trees over the top of that after it dries down. But you can adjust how your paint behaves depending on what tools you're using, is my point. Yeah, that is not the effect I was going for. I want my paint to diffuse evenly, and it's just not doing it.
Yeah, and now I'm probably going to mess up because I didn't mix in, like, make enough paint.
Yeah.
So to get the right water level, so it doesn't bloom and stuff.
Yep. Well, sometimes this is how it goes. So I am.
But to paint like the Christmas tree-ish things, it's really easy. It's just kind of just make back and forth, like.
Yeah, I think I know on this one that I was working with a wash, but I didn't do the entire thing because this paper is all white. So I mixed a lighter blue and then added more pigment and added more pigment. So I was working what's called wet and dry. This is wet paint into wet paper, and I think I've reached one of those points. Like I always tell people, don't worry, it's just a piece of paper. Take it off and start over if you don't like it. So, oh my goodness.
Oh.
Don't know what happened there.
Come on, don't.
Yeah, my furnaces come on for this season, and it's I think I need to go change the filter because every time the heater turns on, I start coughing and sneezing. So probably needed to change the filter.
What did you say? Your furnace came on for this season?
Yeah, well, because most of the time it's warm enough where I live that I don't need the heater to come on. So it's just been in the last couple of weeks that it's been cold enough that the heater is needed to come on. So I have the kind of system where I don't have to change the filters that often. They're really big ones. And so usually when the time change is when I check the smoke detector batteries and change the filters. So, and I haven't done that yet. So, alrighty, let's start again here. I'm just gonna go with. I need more water on the palette.
This is it's actually kind of nice to use if you use kind of cerulean blue or something that's brighter, like on the inner edge, kind of, just to. But I think it's cool to just use one color, also.
So, yeah, what color are you using?
French ultramarine.
Okay. Me too.
Boston. Yeah, right.
Winsor and Newton? No, you're probably Daniel Smith.
Yeah.
I really like the French ultramarine. It's just got this sort of hazy lavender cast to it. And it's one of those colors that just looks like it's sort of in between blue and purple. I'm trying to work more the branch shape than the trunk shape. I think for beginners, it's if you start with the line of the trunk, your trees can lack subtlety. They can be too linear. And if you can sort of start to get the impression of the branches, your tree will look more tree-like.
Yeah. Wait, did you start over?
I did.
Oh.
I just set the other one. I'll come back to this. I'll work some trees on it when it dries. It's not a total loss. But see,
Okay.
I got some what do you call it? Where the pigment moves to the edge because I didn't get the trees in enough or put too much water, so it drove the pigment and
Blooming.
yeah, it bloomed. And
That's
so
okay. You are painting over it anyway.
yeah, so I'm just gonna work wet and dry, and that'll be okay. So I'm thinking of like a Douglas fir tree, and the branch comes out, and it's got a little bit of a sort of a happy little curve at the end of it. So it sort of drops from the trunk and stretches out, and then at the very end, it just reaches up towards the sky. So each type of tree has a different habit. So it might help to look at a picture of a tree and kind of figure out what is that, what is the branch shape for that tree.
You know, the thing, one of the things that I was so fascinated by after I started painting was the fact that even though I've been looking at trees all my life, I didn't know what a tree looked like.
Yeah. It's different when you paint it.
or anything really, because you think you know how it looks, but you don't when you are going to draw it or paint it or whatever.
Yeah.
To actually, yeah.
So I'm using such a pale wash, it's probably a little bit hard to see. I'm trying to bring it up so you can see. I'm working from the light to the dark. That's how you do with watercolor. Otherwise, if you start with the dark paint first and then you come in to try to paint the light stuff, you reactivate the paint and then the dark goes all over the place. So you have to think about it a little bit ahead of time. And I'm trying to do the ghostly sort of trees that are in the distance first. So that wash is really pale. There's just a hint of color in it. So, oh gosh. Here's kind of a technical thing. The other thing about StreamYard, Maya, is it just runs my phone down like twice as fast as streaming on YouTube.
Oh.
Because I was where are we at? We started at 5. What are we? Are we like 2.5 hours in? Is that where we're at?
Yeah.
2 hours?
Gosh. 2 hours? Oh, shit.
Yeah, we're about 2 hours.
Wow.
Yep. So, yeah, because I'm like down to.
Can you plug it in?
I did plug it in, and then it immediately tells me that my phone is heating up. So, because I'm like down at 10% battery.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I'm gonna mix.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mix in a little bit more pigment into this wash, and I'm just gonna do that. Not too many stages.
Yeah, well, like I was saying because like I said, I started to like try to set up my phone. So next time, if we just do it, you can kind of, because I never stream just from YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
We can try it your way, but I have to kind of set up the phone for streaming. Did you freeze? Did we lose her? Oh, oops. Yeah. So when I go back into the, I kind of do it in between so that you can see the like the lighter ones in the back. Yeah, I think Janelle maybe she crashed. Oh, she's back.
Okay. My apologies for that. I saw it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I go to plug it in, my phone overheats because I've got it in that position. So I think I'm gonna need to wrap it up on my side.
Yeah. So, can you hear the echo in the chat? Bye, Kim. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, we'll see if I can. We'll see if I can hang in here for a little bit of time to let you do more because the trees are so beautiful. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I might let's have a look here. At least I'm getting better about seeing it coming than I was at first. So
Yeah.
now, if I can just get it to not happen quite as dramatically.
Yeah. In the beginning, you were like, "Oh shit, I forgot. I forgot to plug in my phone. Like, ran out
Well,
of."
it's um, it seems to take the battery down. Like I can go 3 hours on YouTube, but I can only go like an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours on Restream. So, and I have not been able to figure out why it is that it just seems to suck so much more battery over at the restreaming.
Yeah. Oh, well, it probably does take more power.
Yeah, probably because Restream is doing some other stuff with the
Yeah.
with the stream YouTube isn't doing. So I'm never really sure what Restream is up to in terms of the recording the data.
Oh. You know what? I think I will use more than I will use some indigo
Yeah.
to.
So you getting yours? You got a nice atmospheric sort of a look to your, and you're also working on a bigger piece of paper, and I'm just kind of like just a, more of a close up, I think.
Yeah.
So I've still got the same pool of wash, and I'm just getting into the half pan, which I've added a little bit of water to, and I'm just making the wash a little bit darker with each layer of trees. So it gets a very fancy look, but technically it's pretty straightforward. So, and of course, the trees that are closer, oh, I think I'm going to make it even more blue. The closer,
Ooh, now you froze, Janelle. No, back. No. Oh,
I froze or you froze?
did I freeze?
No, I didn't think you froze. So, so my plan for this one is just to do casual trees, and then I'll use a metallic paint to write the sentiment of happy holidays right over the top. And that metallic paint is pretty opaque.
You know what? I can see. I kind of did it wrong.
I like it though, it's pretty.
Well, it's too.
It almost looks
Yeah.
like a
Well,
lake, like you're skating through and there's trees on the side of the frozen lake. It's quite beautiful. I'm just gonna cheat it and go with the cute one I did before. There we go. How's that?
yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So she's working some foreground and some ground underneath the trees. Mine are just sort of floating here. I'll have to get my skills up.
Well, the thing is, like the edge just was showing like too much, and I don't. It's
Yeah.
it's supposed to be kind of dreaming and dreamy-ish,
Uh-huh.
and also if it should be like darker on the outside, but yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like a glow in the middle.
Hi, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
Yeah. So I before I have a technical difficulty and crash again, I want to thank everybody for coming in and spending time with us. Really appreciate all of you who come to the chat. I appreciate those of you who just are watching and listening, and replay crew. Uh, just appreciate you all so much. Um, I hope that you'll take some time. We're coming into a busy time of the year, so I hope you'll be able to take a little bit of time and just do something creative. Bake a batch of cookies, or try one of these little snowmen. I'll run that back in front of us. There's the snowman that I did earlier.
Yeah, the snowman it's easy, kind of.
It's pretty simple. He's kind of a stick man with 3 circles around him. He's not too
Yeah.
complicated. And if you can only do 2 circles, well, here's a couple of Christmas ornaments that they're just surrounded by a pen outline. Nothing too complicated there. But do what makes you happy.
I had like, oh, this is 2 years ago.
There it is.
Where I had like
there's the expert version. Here's the beginner's version.
What do you call this?
A highlight, I think. Oh, Christmas
Oh,
ornament.
it's like the whole. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just a Christmas ornament. That's gorgeous. She really has her highlights dialed in there. Oh, that's cool. I love pine cones. Yeah, gorgeous. So it doesn't matter if your painting is perfect. It just matters that you reach out and say hello to somebody that you care about. And I think most people, especially if they don't paint, they'll look at them, be very impressed. It doesn't have to be a complete and total work of art.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna wrap up here. And I just, once again, just thanks everybody for spending some time with us, making some art. And Maya, it's always lovely. I really enjoy streaming with you. And so
yeah, I think I will try and just rush through and just make it, finish it, kind of.
Okay, well, we'll see how long my phone hangs in here. For some reason, when it's flat on the stand, it does seem to build up. It builds up the heat a little bit more. It seems to dissipate a bit much. I wonder if I take it out of the case, if that'd help even a bit more.
Oh, maybe it probably would.
Yeah.
It would get more air.
Yeah, just a little more airflow. Because it's just on the edge, right? It's so close to. Because all I have to do is like grab it off the stand and wave it around in the air, and it's like, boop, you're back online. It doesn't, it doesn't take much to get it restarted. So it looks like you've got your paint even more saturated, or more, and you're doing a tree in the center there.
Yeah.
That's so gorgeous.
This is kind of the focal point. Is it the focal?
Yeah, focal point.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love how you've left that white area. It just puts this atmosphere behind the tree that is so lovely.
What white area behind?
Yeah, it just illuminates it. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read comments while you're doing that. That I can do.
Okay.
So, Antics of a Mama Squirrel says, I love that. Thank you. Robert James, those are great looking, but it reminds me of snow, and I have snow. It's that time of year. Yeah, I know you're. Yeah, that's, if you don't mind telling us where you're at. I'm kind of like, who's got snow already? Colorado and some of the Northeast, I think, is a little bit.
I got snow.
Yeah.
Shocking.
What latitude is Tromsø? I'm at like the 45th parallel, but I think we're in Maya's in Norway, so she's like she's in Santa's backyard.
69.
Wow. Yeah. Well, we have a lot. There's a lot of new faces in here. It's so cool to see new people. Hi, Lucy. Lucy says, "Thanks for putting yourselves out there for all of us." Well,
Oh, yeah.
um,
Lucy, she's in Norway too.
you are welcome. You must be on Maya's channel. So it on this platform, it puts both of our chat together in the same place. Scrap Simone. Hello, merci beaucoup. Hello, welcome in.
So, Lucy, she's how many hours? 5, 6 hours from me? I don't remember, but it's not. She is
Lucy's
above the Arctic Circle too.
she says she got snow in, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right. Uh, Vesterålen? Is that even close? I apologize if it's
Vesterålen.
nice.
Vesterålen.
Antics is a
So,
full service mod this morning. She's greeting Simone in Bonjour Simone, bienvenue. Nice. Nice. Irish Mart, no snow, and they don't want any. Okay. Bonjour à tous. Oh, okay, Lucy is at a latitude with South Greenland. That's wonderful. I used to live in Anchorage, Alaska, and I loved living in what we call in America a winter city. Yeah. Okay, jingle bells, I have arrived. Hi. Hello. It's always this way when we reach towards the end of a live stream. As soon as I start saying, thanks everybody, you always get
yeah.
that last rush. And I'm glad to see you whenever you come in. Yep. Oh my goodness. I just can't get enough of blue and white. It's so classic and so
Yeah.
beautiful. Oh my golly. Well, I every once in a while I watch you paint, Maya, and I wish that you had discovered this when you were, a teenager or a child, because you just you paint so beautifully.
Thank you.
But I'm glad you
Yeah.
found it when you did, and we were talking about this earlier for those of you who are just joining us, that Maya started teaching herself to paint by watching YouTube tutorials and videos, and she started that about 4 years ago. And I think she's just a wonderful, she's just becoming a more and more accomplished painter. So
Yeah, like I said, I had no knowledge at all before I started. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure I even, because I thought like painting and drawing was something you were born with, but that's just wrong. Um, so I kind of started. So I have, yeah, no, nothing. I didn't know anything, and I have only watched YouTube. I have never taken any classes or gotten like, yeah, having someone to tell me how to do it. So just learned. I just learned
yeah,
everything from YouTube.
yeah, it's amazing. Like that part of the internet that delights
Yeah,
me and makes me so happy. There's a lot on the internet that makes me a little bit, um, there's a lot of dark stuff on the internet, but this is beautiful. So Sophia says that passion is a big key to becoming good. I think that's true. I think, and
yeah,
practice, and just you'll cultivate your passion if you let yourself be happy with what you're doing and don't pressure yourself. Just, like I always say, remember, it's just a piece of paper. Um, it's just pretty. It's it's as crafts and hobbies go. It's fairly economical. So, um, Yeah, Lucy says I will try making something similar. I love it. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I had fun with the snowman. That guy was pretty. That guy was pretty fun. And my snowman had earmuffs. I gave mine a little kind of a Christmassy holiday hat. So yours might have completely different something on his head. Pondfish right now learning about blue trees. They're gorgeous, aren't they? Yep. They just swish that brush and start small at the top and get wider at the bottom. Okay. Switzerland. Okay, so we got some people making connections in the Nordic world. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The internet is a way to make art a communal thing, as it should be. In the 1700s or 1800s, we would have gone to academy and we would have, been meant to paint the same thing the master was painting in school. And this way we can kind of pick and choose the thing that's interesting to us. Mm.
Yeah. I have been thinking about if I was like should go to some school to learn to
I
paint,
think you
and
should teach some school.
I don't think I would have enjoyed it because now I can learn to paint what I want to paint. I can learn. Yeah, if I want to learn about this and that, I can just do it. No one, because I have a problem with people telling me what to do. So going to school is not like
Yeah.
they kind of
It's
tell you what to do.
expensive. I went back to school when I was. It seems like I was so young, but at the time I felt like I was very old. I went back to school in the late 20s, and it's a
You
different
have to,
scene.
yeah, but you have to go. Have to be back at school. Like you have done so much.
I have
You have so
I did
much
too much.
education.
I have a ridiculous amount of education, and
Yeah,
I use all of it and none of it every day, and none of the days. It was just an experience that taught me something about life when I was there. I think. Here's the thing about education: when I didn't have my diploma, I felt like I needed to have the diploma in order to prove to people that I was smart. And
yeah.
once I had it, I would just
I don't want it.
yeah, it didn't really make a difference. The people who were treating me like I was an idiot still treated me like they thought I was an idiot. And
Yeah,
with every door that you walk through in an educational setting, you close 10 behind you because you make choices to go places and then you don't get to go to those other places. So, of course, you couldn't have told me this before I had my degrees. I just thought I needed to do it after getting out in life. I just know that the people who spend 4 years learning about something, that's something I didn't learn about because I spent 4 years sitting in a classroom. So uh, it's thank goodness we don't all go to school. That's what I say.
yeah.
Yeah. Robert James. I'm old,
But
but I'm not that old. He says, you went back to school in your late 20s, not in the 1920s. Oh, no. No. Uh, in my late 20s. I did a couple of years of college.
watch it, Robert, so you don't get blocked.
He knows I can't block him from here, but Mama Squirrel will get him. She's fast. No, he's fine. Um,
Yes.
he always comes and amuses us with jokes and things that are uh, things to lighten our mood. Yeah, I did kind of a year and a half after high school and just went, I am spending money and I don't know what I want to do with myself, so I stopped and worked for a while. Then when I figured it out, then I went back to school. So yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that would have been like my great grandmother would have been in. She yeah. My older relatives. I was actually the first person in my family to go to college. So um, well, to graduate from college. One of my grandfathers was attended a college and then he got drafted. But my grandmothers all had an eighth grade education, so it's a funny thing.
But you enjoyed going to school and study, or
Did I? I did because I'm a person who does pretty good on tests, and I like that. Um, well, this is. I think this gets into the. Well, here we are at the autism portion of today's show.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was
Go ahead.
very late diagnosed autistic. So, what I didn't know when I was young was um, that I was autistic. I just knew that I liked places where there were defined rules and programs and things where you could look at a stack of tasks and you work your way through it week by week by week. So with that much structure, I did pretty well. Um, I also have ADD, um, attention deficit, so I tend to get bored if things are too routine. I like variety. And the thing about school is each week you'd have something a little bit new, a little bit new. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was okay. And that's not true of everybody who is autistic. Some people, yeah, one autistic person, one autistic person. We tend to be just each of us as individual as any other human with or without autism. So yeah,
So, do you know if autism is it what's the like if your parents have it, you can get like what's the name?
we don't know if it's hereditary. I mean, when I talk to other people with autism, we talk about, oh yeah, there's a lot of people in my family who have a diagnosis. There's a lot of people who are um, a little bit eccentric, or they're kind of intelligent in ways that are unusual compared to other people. Like there's just
Okay.
there are a ton of kind of special people in my family, and there's a ton of people who actually, mostly the younger boys and young men, they've had a diagnosis from the time they were anywhere from, I think the youngest who was diagnosed was about 2 up to, you know,
Oh,
10 or 12.
yeah.
And yeah, the one who was diagnosed at 2 was very, very impacted. He's nonverbal. Um, and then
Okay.
the women in my family tended not to get a diagnosis until we were, quite late in life. So um, Robert James says he left college after 3 years because he wasn't getting him anywhere. He learned a lot more by myself. Yep, that was
The problem is like when you if you want a job, they don't care how much you learn like on your own.
yeah. I think that's
Okay.
shifting now with the way young people are just like I was thinking of this last night. That when in America we opened up college to people of color and to women before in the mid '60s, right? And by the 1990s, culture had changed. It just went, okay, well, now that everybody can get a degree, we don't value degrees as highly.
Oh.
And I personally think those things are connected. Once a particular group wasn't didn't have exclusive access to higher education. Once that became open to more people, it's interesting that the college degree became really devalued in the marketplace. And you could get into jobs that in the 1960s you would have had to have a 4-year degree for, bachelor's degree. And in the 90s and the aughts, you just could get in with life experience. And now we're at a point where people who have tech skills, you've got people starting tech companies who maybe don't even have a high school diploma, maybe not even a GED, just found what they could do. They wrote some apps, they went to work, they they built their they built their own job. And
Yeah, if they start their own company, of course, then that's different. Uh,
yeah, so definitely a bachelor's degree, is not a ticket to a well-paying job the way it was in the
yeah.
1950s and 60s. So yeah, so Sophia says she totally got the autism the way your dad had. Yeah.
Huh? Oh yeah.
So yep, we do end up with am I gonna say, guys, the live streams I've done, we've talked about autism, have been some of the best ones that have gotten just so many more views than the ones where I'm maybe talking about activism and some of the other things that we've got quite a few arty people here, so I won't even go down the path of that. There are a handful of us in here who come through this, kind of come together because we met each other in activism. But I think we're finding our place of connection to be art and to be, it's kind of addressing some of these issues of being neurodiverse, whether it's attention deficit or whether it's autism. So I'm loving that evolution myself. I'm glad to
Yeah.
have um, to have made some friends that I can have these conversations with, because sort of like in real life, I don't know that many people. I hang around with a lot of people who don't know much about autism, and it's challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great to like um yeah, doing art and then like talk about uh, important stuff like yeah,
Yeah.
mental health and
Yeah. Yep.
autism and
That too.
yeah.
Sophia says her ex's programming company actually encouraged him to drop out and go full time, and that was a high security level company. That's wild. Yeah, it's a
Oh my
different.
god.
It is absolutely a revolution in the way that we have um, that we have prepared people for the workplace compared to 75 years ago, 65, 55 years ago even. And Robert, your comment scrolled before I could. Wait, there it is. Oh, Dan says, logically, though, you can get a degree in a lot of relatively useless areas, so that may have impacted the view in the workplace. Oh, you know, yeah, my degree is in psychology with a minor in anthropology, and I still haven't figured out how people work. So,
So what is anthropology?
the study of, for me, I concentrated in cultural anthropology. It's the study of cultures. It could also be like people who look
Oh,
at fossils of human, like Lewis.
yeah.
Do you know who Lewis Leakey or Margaret Mead? It's a little bit more sciencey than sociology, I guess is probably. Some people look at fossils. Some people look at the way cultures, groups of people, the way groups of people define themselves, and um,
Yeah.
kind of compare and contrast between the different groups of humans. So we're learning all kinds of antics of a mama squirrel is a francophile and speaks
Huh?
pretty. She's she likes all things French, and she speaks pretty
Oh,
decent French here. So
yeah. Yeah, and I was thinking, thank God, because I don't know like one word in
uh,
French almost.
yeah,
Well,
I just
maybe you can some.
Dan, I'm not going to read that because actually, one of the well, not women's history, but I do work with somebody in this space who is women's studies, and she's put a good use. So I think most any time you spend time learning about something new, you learn how to learn, you learn critical thinking. So I would not ever say that higher education is a waste of time. I do think that the particular subjects we choose to study, sometimes those can be very esoteric and very um, like not a lot of use for them in the real world. But the exercise of learning about something teaches us how to learn about things, and that is in itself useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Dan, I'll just come back at you a little bit that I think if we could just put a whole bunch of men into women's studies, that might actually be useful. We have a conversation about it. We don't have to fight about it. But, and I'll tell you, as a young woman, I was never fired up over women's rights. I just was raised in a time where we had things like "You've come a long way, baby," and anything he can do, I can do better. I can do anything. And then when I got out in the world and I spent time, I can think of one example. One of my first, I started work when I was age 12. And by the time I was 18, I mean, I worked from age 12, 13. Oregon passed laws that made it so that was considered child labor and it wasn't allowed. So there was a year where I wasn't allowed to work. When I was 15 and a half, I started working because I found a sneaky company to work for. We weren't really supposed to be working until we were 16, but I got back to work. And then at 18, I worked for a company that was union, AFL-CIO. My male cousin worked at the same company, a union shop. I was making $2.15 an hour. And one day it was payday. We were in the break room and we both opened our paychecks. And I saw that he had worked fewer hours and he had way more money than I did. And that was the day I discovered that my cousin was making $4.30 an hour. That has been my working experience in America, that men who did the same damn job I did, or like my cousin who did a job that was much less demanding than my job, got paid more and sometimes double what I got paid, even in a union shop. So
Wow.
that I'll just say this just bluntly, that shit needs to stop. And it's still going on today. Um,
Yeah. I guess it
yeah,
won't get any better.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I think Dan, were you reaching for underwater basket weaving and pottery? My dad always used to joke about underwater basket weaving as being an absolutely useless degree. So yeah, I don't know what we do to fix that because I mean there are a lot of people who are working hard. We've got a lot of businesses that are trying to pay fair wages, but we still have these fundamental inequalities. And I just
bye, Lucy.
thanks
Thank you
for
for
coming
coming.
in, Lucy. Yeah, have fun making art, and thanks for spending time with us. Antics, yes, I agree. That was the only difference. And I worked in that store. I worked in automotive and sporting goods, so I was stocking shelves with cases of motor oil and antifreeze, and like I was hard work. My cousin worked over in photo electronics. he sorted out little packets of photographs in alphabetical order and put them in a waist high rack. So it just it just it just didn't seem fair. And when I went to the boss about it, he said, "Oh, well, he's going to need to support a family." I said, "We're both high school kids. What the hell, man?" You know.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
yeah, Sophia, you would think it was actually in the contract. This company has been sued numerous times over the years for unfair labor practices. So, we just have to try to. I feel like it's worth working to make things more fair for everybody. But that's just me. I guess we'll check back in another 100 years or another. I mean, that was 45 years ago. Holy cats. Yeah, wow. Yeah, so I've seen news articles and statistics and studies that have said that we still have wage inequality. So, and maybe we always will. Sorry, I get kind of fired up about that story. Sorry about that. I feel strongly about it. I do think that people, if it's okay to discriminate against women, we're probably discriminating against people for other reasons as well. And it's kind of like, I guess I buy into the Constitution that we've all got the equal rights, and in practice here we kind of don't.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your beautiful treescape. It is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, as the camera doesn't pick it up, but when I'm painting snow, I have this paint that is just maybe if I do it on black paper.
Hi, Maritza's Yarn and Crafts. Welcome in. Yeah, we had a couple of people dip out. Bye, Robert. Sorry, I got fired up. I was scared the boys away. Oh, sorry, the men. Yeah. Oh, Dan, you're a good sport for listening to me. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Genuinely. Yeah. I don't
You
know.
see the
Think about the daughters who go forward and have to work twice as hard for half the pay. It's
can you see the sparkling? Maybe not.
Oh, they can probably see it better than I can. Oh, okay, I see it. Just kind of got a little bit of mica in it, maybe.
Yeah, well, no, when it dries, it's kind of because you can just see like tiny, and it reminds me of like when the light hits the snow, it's kind of
Glistens.
in the snow crystals.
Yeah.
So this it looks like, yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I've got some silver paint in my Gansai Tambi, and I'm gonna sneak some of that in just on the tops of the branches and maybe create some snow. I think that's a lovely way just to use a touch of something that's just a little bit sparkly and gorgeous.
And I have like a glitter glue on the tree to make it. Now it's
Beautiful.
way too bright.
That's so beautiful.
Oh, maybe that's looking more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I should take off the tape. Is the best part.
Yeah. Sophia says, women are the canary in the coal mine in a way when it comes to discrimination because we're the easy and accepted target.
Yeah.
Dan K, I love discussing these kinds of things and debating with people who don't let emotion rule everything. Sadly, the internet is full of people who think an opinion is a call for action. Maya, you got skills. And Dan K, I love your
Yeah,
painting, Maya. Yeah. Antics,
thank
that's
you.
beautiful. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to work away on
And
mine a little bit more. I'll post it up on my community page when I finish it. But yeah, I am in. And Maya is carefully and quickly removing the tape from her painting. I will tell you, I left one sit for there was the better part of a couple of weeks, and when I went to take the tape off, it peeled up the paper. So that's a good
yeah,
practice there.
the paper, it took a bit of the paper here, but it doesn't matter because I will trim it
Just trim
away
it.
anyways.
Yeah, gorgeous.
I kind of smeared out like some of the glitter glue because, oh yeah, now you can see the sparkling in the snow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty.
And then I stamp like Merry Christmas or something.
Hmm. Or just, it's so beautiful on its own. I would just maybe put the Merry Christmas inside the card. Wow.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
that's
you used indigo in with the French ultramarine to get those deep shadows.
yeah.
It's beautiful. Just beautiful.
Yeah, because you have to have some dark colors, and ultramarine is not that dark, so yeah.
That's true. It's a very medium kind of a, it's a very
Yeah.
luminous blue. It's not a shadowy, mysterious blue. It's a kind of a
Yeah.
mid-tone blue with a lot of luminosity. Well, did we cover all of our usual topics? I think we covered it all.
Yeah, do you should keep a list and like check.
Check out. We had YouTube tips. We had autism. We had art. We had art supplies. We had technical difficulties. We had chaos.
I have been down I have been peeing, so everything is normal.
We had to stop feed an animal. I mean, I think that's all of our.
Yeah.
That's our Big Ten, isn't it?
Doesn't everyone feed their pet in the middle
I
of
know
a
I do.
stream?
I do.
Yeah, do
I
you do and I do, and so yeah.
I fed the cat before I started. I'm finally getting the cat is finally getting me trained to feed her before I start streaming. Sometimes I get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we had awesome people in chat, so that I
Yeah, and
love.
the dog is snoring.
Yeah, I think we
Oh
covered it
my god!
all.
Wait, I have to see if I can. No. Oh, don't forget.
Exactly.
Please.
Mark your bingo cards. Sophia says the art stream bingo.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks everybody
Yeah.
who came in who was new. It was lovely to meet new people and to just um, I just appreciate how kind you are to one another in chat and how much you share the love of art and the kindness. It's just terrific.
And if you don't mind, you can press the like button and
Yeah, yeah. And if you're watching on my channel, please please make your way over to Maya's channel and give her a like too. I appreciate you guys sharing
yeah,
the
the
love.
same. Antix, did you put Janelle's channel link?
I didn't see it roll by, but she might have. She's pretty good at that. Dan K, have a great rest of your day, everyone. And oh, I'll just a little shout out. If you guys like to watch art stuff get made, Dan K is setting up his wood shop. He does beautiful, beautiful woodwork. He's building stuff, and he has got
Yeah.
his live stream set to go on Saturday mornings, East Coast US time. So um, he is just getting started. He's just in the first weeks of running his channel, and I think he's going to do terrific. So if that's your bag, give him a follow and cheer him on as he embarks on this crazy odyssey that is YouTube live streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else have we got? Antics of a Mama Squirrel. She's here. I have been. I guess this is. I'll throw this in here at the end. I've I have noticed when I've dropped links on my channel that it tends to bleed off viewers because they go see what we're talking about, and then we'll go from a handful of people to 2 people left in the chat. So I still want to shout channels out. I'm gonna shift and do that towards the end of my live streams when I'm streaming on my own. Here, Maya is doing things her way. We're just working together, each of us doing our own thing in our own way. But I will be dropping links for channels for folks that are in the chat in the comments uh, after the live stream goes up. That way, everybody can go find the people that we're talking about, the other artists that we are encouraging, and it'll be just I think a nice way to keep those links kind of all together. Because I sure do appreciate everybody. I just want to shift that up a little bit so that it's working more smoothly. And I think it'll have the benefit of just putting things in an easy to reach place for people who are looking for those channel links too. So
Yeah, I'm not sure how if maybe I will just drop links in the chat like the or antics, but maybe like not in the first part, but kind of a little, yeah, a bit.
yeah, just and I may shift back to link dropping because I do love to, especially small channels. I really love to support you guys, and I love the way we support each other. But I just want us to do it in ways that keep our channels healthy, keep our chats engaged, because it does make a difference in how much the algorithm pushes out the feed, so that we can share art with more people. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, and I haven't really noticed the people. Well, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't noticed. But
yeah.
you have
It's
kind of been following, like keeping track of that, and
Yeah, I'll see it in my chat, and I notice it quite a lot in a couple of the bigger chats that I mod for. So I know when we drop a link, I'll be watching the viewer count, and it's like people shuffle off, and it's it's cool. People should go where they want to go. I'm okay with that, but yeah, I'm just gonna try something new. We'll see how it works. I might switch it back. I might do something completely different, but yeah. So yeah, we had Robert James in the chat too, and he does some kind of cool creative stuff. So Dan, we got yeah. Yeah. Antics says she thinks
yeah,
they
they
usually
shuffle off.
shuffle off and come right back. Yeah. Which is cool. Yeah. So
Yeah, but like dropping links is I really like to. I like to do that. So yeah, so we can help each other and
yeah. I think for me, I'm so scattered, like it can sometimes not necessarily dropping links, but I find I am struggling during the live streams to like keep my attention, and I'm mostly like when I usually do pebble drawings, and when I'm doing those, I find my hand just comes to a grinding halt when I start reading chat and then getting interactive, and I love both parts of it. I love the drawing and I love the interacting, but we're new, we're learning. Yeah,
yeah. Because
yeah. So
Sophia says I'm always annoyed that it stops the stream at first. Like when
yeah,
put links
yeah,
in.
yeah, and sometimes dropping those links will just it chops up the chat for the people in the chat too. So
Yeah.
I want to try to make a happy chat for all y'all.
Yeah, I'm thinking it doesn't hurt to put the links in a little later.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm just saying because this is going to stream on my channel too. So I just wanted to say that not for everybody, but for the people who are viewers on my channel. That's didn't mean to make it sound like I was telling Maya what to do on her channel. That's just
oh
what I'm going
no,
to
no,
do
it's
on
okay.
mine. Yeah.
We have talked about this like in the
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Oh no, antics, you're fine today. It's just I think we're just going to try to tweak it a little bit just to smooth it out a little bit. But yeah, because Antics, are you on my channel or Maya's?
She's on my. I made her a mod on my channel.
Okay. Well, I'm not the boss of you, Antics, so you are helping and you're doing what Maya's asked you. So I apologize
Yeah,
for if
I
it
just
sounded
made
like
you a
it was.
mod like in the middle of, and I didn't tell you,
Yeah.
so you
Yeah.
didn't know. And but
No, you're.
maybe another time. Well, it was. This was kind of today was kind of. It wasn't in the beginning, so
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's
Anyway,
I
you
saved it
know.
towards the I saved it towards the end because I mean you were absolutely we were this was an announcement I wanted to make towards the end so that we had time to kind of take that in for next time. We're good today. And hey, Chocolate Quilts is here. Superbly beautiful and outstandingly cute. So yeah, don't let it ruffle a single feather, Antics. You're perfect. And
Yeah.
I'm grateful for your help to manage the chat. So even from over here, I'm grateful for what you're doing.
Oh, oh, sorry, Antics. You. I made you a mod, and you wasn't planning on staying.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, this I still figured this mod thing. That's just got
But
me in a
even
weird. Yeah,
but Antics, even
there he is.
I just needed kind of when I was down to pee. So but even if you are a mod, you don't have to come here. It's not like oh you have to go and mod. No, no, no. If you get there, you get there. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, it's a little
It's
bit. Isn't it
don't
odd?
worry.
It's a little bit odd when somebody makes you moderator. You all of a sudden, I have this feeling like, oh well, gosh, I owe a duty to them now, and it does shift my experience of being in the YouTube space. So I know what you're kind of. I have a feel for what you're kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I blame Antics. She made me a mod in the middle of first stream, so
Oh, that was the
I
domino.
kind of felt that I could do it back. And
Yeah.
but there's no you don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do think that there's value. I love having a mod when I've got a live stream going because I feel like it's just a little something there that keeps the space safe for
Yeah.
most of the time we've cultivated such a lovely group of people. There's really not too much of a problem. But sometimes if somebody comes in and they want to say nasty things or cause some kind of trouble. I just don't want people to have that experience, and I'll do everything I can to make it a positive experience. Other than, shut my own mouth, which I'm working on that. But yeah, so
Mhm.
I think even if there's a mod, somebody who's blue in the chat, and even if they're not dropping links and being, super active, it just lets people know that it's a safe space to hang out in. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, now I
yeah.
feel bad for Antics. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Chocolate Quilts. Oh, here's a creator. She's been hanging out with us in chat and she's been working away. And she says within 7 days she will go public. No more private videos. You can't be shy anymore. I love that for
Hang on,
you.
wait. What do you talk? Who?
Chocolate Quilts says
Oh,
that
within
yeah, she's
7
been
days.
she
Oh,
she makes chocolates
yeah.
and she makes quilts and she does all kinds of arty crafty stuff. I love
I
that.
think I'm subscribed to you, so I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are
Yep, cool.
waiting.
Alrighty. Your last chance if
Okay.
you're there. If you're there hanging out, you've got a last chance to pop up in the chat and say howdy doody because we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up for me.
Yeah. And, oh no. Uh, can you drop chocolate quilts link? Oh no, it doesn't come. It doesn't show
She
on
might
mine.
be. She's in your chat, and I'm guessing. I bet Chocolate Quilts
No.
is in mine.
Oh, I think she's in your chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's tough when you're modding and you're. And I don't. Here's the thing: is I don't think Antics is a mod in my chat, so she won't be able to do that link through to the
Yeah, right.
channel.
That's why I kind
We'll
of.
give you, yeah, we'll give you a second. And we're gonna have to send you a treat for just making you work like a busy squirrel today.
Well, squirrels, they have like they are full speed. So,
Yeah,
well, you know what? Now I'm over here. I'm over at your place in your place, so I can
you can do it.
do it. Yeah.
I tell you guys, Maya's got all kinds of skills.
And
I'm phone only. I don't have a computer, so I can't do it from when we're in StreamYard.
There is the link in my chat. So yeah, okay. That's
We got everybody. And Dan is back with his Elegant Woodcraft. Okay, that's the channel I was talking about. So have you linked, Dan, if you haven't linked Elegant Woodcraft from your Dan K account, you should think about doing that if you want. It might be a way to redirect people.
so Dan, do you have two channels?
Dan K is I think it's his personal account, and then he's like he stepped away and he built his own. He's doing fantastic there. He built a separate YouTube account for his Elegant Woodcraft. Yeah, about another 10 days, and I'm going to be going to Dan K for tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All righty. Thanks again, Maya.
Thank you for coming,
everybody.
and we will see you next time. And
bye, everybody.
Bye. Go paint or do something.
Exactly. See you next time.
And stream. If I find the button, there it is. Okay.